neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. And I really let it sink in the words that I have heard her say over the past 2 years. Words like, I believe our relationship has ran its course. I believe that I just want to move on. I just want to move forward. But at the same time, I see the kindness in her because she's like, well, if you want to move to, my new home with me, you can. But I know that she doesn't want me to, you know. I feel like I gain weight and, I don't really keep myself up for her, or for myself even. Like it's like I feel so inspired to go to the gym now that we're broken up, because this just really wasn't the relationship that I wanted. But last night or the night before, we were lying in bed, and I bought her a $400 gift from Macy's that was on sale for Valentine's Day, and we were talking and connecting. So I thought, oh, okay, we're trying to move forward. But the next morning, she told me some really horrible things about her family's feelings towards me. And I broke down and cried. And, she didn't come over and hug me and console me. She was pretty much like, bitch, get over it. And at first I really apologized to her and told her, how sorry I was. And I tried to call different family members and explain to them my behavior. But on my way out from my desk, it hit me. I'm like, what the fuck did that bitch say? And it was like, okay, this girl, she's been trying to tell me for 2 years that she is not in love with me anymore and that she doesn't want me. She doesn't want the relationship. Um, you know, we're not physical, we're not intimate. And she's been telling me for 2 years. I guess financially, it would be a strain on me to try and live by myself somewhere. So I was trying to get my money together, but I have a house in Texas that I can sell. I just didn't want to do that. So, anyway, I want to tell you something. This is very interesting, okay? For those of you who've been following the story. Okay, now interestingly enough, I really lost myself in this relationship. I really lost myself. When she met me, I was a business owner. I was on YouTube, making like 10, 15 thousand dollars a month in January, 29,000. Had a 5-bedroom home, two homes, a Mercedes, and I was doing really well, for myself, and I was smaller. But then when we got together, I don't know. That woman just disappeared, and I went from being independent and can give or take a fuck, kiss my ass, to I need you, I'm clingy, I'm dependent, I'm fat, I don't make as much money as I make, and I have a bad attitude, or I won't clean. And so, now check this out, okay? Because I'm a Libra, I'm able to look at both sides. Now listen to this. So I was playing Neither One of Us Wants to Be the First to Say Goodbye. I played it like 16 times this morning by Gladys Knight, and I just broke down and cried. I finally accepted what she's been trying to tell me. But I never thought baby would leave. I never thought she would leave. I really didn't. But so today, listen, you got to listen to this because this is the best part. So today, I started going into my feelings of the relationship really being over and accepting it. And I cried hard, and I cried so much and so hard it felt like a groaning, like I felt, because we were together for 6 years. And it really hurt. But then I started moving forward, right? I said, okay, let me look at these places near my mom. And then I looked at how to get it and the application, how much they needed, and then I found an AI generator that could stimulate or simulate a paycheck so I could qualify for the place. And then I was like, okay, now I just need this, that. I started looking at where my couch would fit in the house and stuff like that, right? Then I said, now, the next thing I want to do is go ahead and start this business that I've been wanting to start for a long time. See, when we met, I was a business owner. And I said, well, there's this business I've been wanting to start for a long time, so let me, do the paperwork for that. And then there was this group that I had stopped going to that was really helpful. When I wasn't in a relationship. So I decided that at noon, I was going to go back to the group. So, anyway, so you understand? So I'm starting to move forward, right? And I decided for the first time in 6 years to take the ring off my finger that she gave me. Now, usually when we argue and it's over and, I don't care, you don't, but I never take the ring off. Never. I have never, not one time, ever took the ring off. So today, last night, when I thought about the horrible things she said to me in the morning, it's like I really got it. I was like, oh, like I'm the blonde in the room that just didn't get it. I was like, oh, she's over me. She ain't feeling me no more. So I did what some of you guys know that I do. I printed out the house. Some of you who've been around for a long time, y'all know that I always print out the next house I'm going to, and I'll put it on the vision board. That's how I roll. So for the first time since we've been together, I printed out a new place, right? And I put it on the wall. I was very aggressive when I came home last night. I came into my office and I got busy with making a vision board that represents my new life. Then last night, I wasn't really feeling her. I wasn't trying to get close to her. I wasn't trying to kiss her ass. Now, interestingly enough, she started wanting to get close to me. She hasn't tried to do that in 2 years. I don't understand why when I'm like, well, okay, it's all right. If this is how you want it, cool. Let me just deal with it. So then she kept trying to get close to me and she was laying on me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? Because she ain't, like I said, she never does that. Now check this shit out. So after I gave her the ring, I kissed her on the lips and I said, thank you, my love. And what I meant by that is thank you for the 6 years, and I was sweet about it. I don't know, see, she ain't used to me not talking much. You know what I'm saying? So I gave her the ring and I said, thank you, my love. And she looked so shocked, right? So then I she came into the bedroom, something that she never does on the weekend. She's always doing something else around the house. She never tries to connect with me in the bedroom. So she came in the bedroom and I went downstairs because I'm really getting it. She don't want to really fuck with me no more. So for the first time in about 2 years, she calls me on the phone because I'm downstairs and she said, you want to watch a movie together? I'm like, what? You know? Right. Yeah. Oh, I understand how you feel, Jamila. So Yeah, Your Highness, I'm with you. So, so she calls me on the phone and she says, "You want to watch a movie together?" But I'm, I'm just, I'm not feeling her. I'm not feeling her, because I know it's going to be the same bullshit. So she called me and she was like, "You want to watch a movie together?" But now let me say this. Number, Let me say this. There's two things, Your Highness. Number one, when she met me, I was like this. I was a business owner. I was doing my own thing. I, wasn't dependent upon her approval. I was doing my own thing. And that's who she fell in love with. She fell out of love with the woman who was clingy and needy and dependent. You know, I just find it really interesting that I really lost myself. Like I really, really, really lost myself. I didn't want to hang around with friends. I don't want to hang around with family. It's like all I want to do is be up under my lover. And I guess that kind of turned her off because, and it's interesting because now that I'm back in, what do you mean? She felt the withdrawal. Yeah, she did feel the withdrawal, but I wasn't trying to do it to make her feel it. It's kind of like I got it. She's been trying to tell me for a while. So I did this reading on her, right? And I asked, how is she feeling now, right? And it's like, she still means what she says, right? Um, but it's kind of like making the feelings come back a little bit. The fact that I'm like back on top of doing what I need to do for me, right? It's like in the near future, I see the Four of Wands, you know, like she's gonna want to try and reunite. And it looks like me moving forward and not tripping is kind of turning her on a little bit. But she is going to show me some coldness, right? But yeah, there is a part of her that wants to leave me behind. There is a part of her, she is used to having my attention, right? So this is how she's going to be responding to me moving forward and looking at my house, because I sent her a text and the text was the picture of the house. I said, I found the house and, near my family, and I found an AI generator pay stub, because they want you to make two and a half amount of, as a, 2.5. They want you to generate rent that is twice as much as the rent. Okay, so I'm gonna use my pay stubs, but I'm gonna also use some AI generated pay stubs, right? So she knows about that, and I told her that. Oh yeah. So and then I told her, I said, listen, I was going to use, because I can't afford that rent, right? It's way more than I make now. And I told her, I said, your aunt knows a lot of people. And I'm wondering if your aunt knows two people that I can get as roommates who can pay this amount of money. And I asked the cards how she was going to feel about that. And they said the Three of Swords. So, they said I was going to have a rough week because I'm really starting to understand that this relationship is dissolving. It's so sad. I've been listening to a lot of slow music. I've been listening to Joe Sample and Layla Hathaway, because I told her, I said, you know what? The world is going to change again. But I'm a member of a 12-step program, and we're taught to look at ourselves. I lost myself. I let myself go. I got fat. I wasn't trying to keep myself up and pretty for her. And, we're not physical and we don't have anything in common and we're not growing with each other. So it's just sad. I un I unsubscribed her from my account so she won't get this. Yeah, she definitely moved in silence. She really did. She told me that she grieved this relationship 2 years ago. And she said she got the strength to move on, and that's what she did. And that's what I've been praying, and asking God for the strength to move on and the courage to move on and the means to move on. So I found a place near my family. They're looking for occupants to move in 323, and I have the down payment to move in. I just need two roommates who I can trust and who I can get along with, but God is going to provide. He's going to provide. And so I'm going to write it on my calendar that I'm going to have two people that I can move forward with, put it on the vision board, and I'm pretty much going to leave her alone. You know, I bought her a $400 bracelet for Valentine's Day. I'm going to keep that on my own. I'm going to keep that for myself. And I'm going to be very cordial because I looked on YouTube. It says how to leave somebody you love. And they say you leave them in love. So I'm very kind to her. If she needs something, like if I move in first and her house is not quite ready to occupy and she needs a place to stay, she's more than welcome to come. She and her mom, for a minute. And so the truth of the matter is I appreciated her for being there for me. She wasn't perfect. She was emotionally abusive. She was also mentally abusive. She always put me down. She always had something negative to say about me. That's why I stopped having sex with her. I can't have sex with you and you are saying negative and you're not celebrating me. Why would I let you touch me when you feel so poor about me? She never loved me. She says she did, but she loved her last girlfriend. She really did. But she never loved me. So, but I've been crying today. I just got finished crying. I'm probably gonna cry again. And then, my mom was like, and then you'll heal, and you get to have the relationship you deserve and you really want. So she's so that's where I am. Thank you guys for listening. Okay, ask God to open the door and to provide the resources. That's a great prayer. Yeah. God, can you open that door and provide the resources? In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, you guys. Thanks for listening. God bless.